Hello everybody and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant from Holloway Field. We've got football, but not just any football, Kevin Bryant.
No, sir.
Ted Heisel Bowl, City Championship possibly on the line tonight, and of course, citywide bragging rights in a rivalry as old as this town knows.
Grab the records, toss them out the window because this is a game, it does not matter. Last year we saw a classic Huron Pioneer game, and we saw everything. We had penalties, we had big score touchdowns, we had backup quarterbacks in the game. I expect nothing less when these two teams take this field tonight.
Stick around, kickoff coming up right after this. And here we go, everybody. As you can see, the Rats coming in at 2-2, Pioneers 1-3. But if you talk to Coach Simpson, Kev, I mean, he's really quick to tell you they're a little closer to where they should be than that 1-3 record. A lot of mental mistakes he's come back on, and game by game, Pie High is doing their best to overcome those things and learn in a first season coach situation.
Yeah, and Coach Simpson's been with the program coming up from the ranks as a JV coach. He knows a lot of the players, but you're right. When you get to this level, it's tough to get these guys all on the same level.
Pioneer kicks away, grabbed about the 10-yard line, by the Rats. Tackled hard at the 19-yard line, and that's some of that hard-nosed football right from the go that Coach Simpson wants from these guys, these Pioneers in their all-black unis tonight.
Yeah, Marshall on the return there. And Pioneer, last time we saw them against Saline, they couldn't get off to a good start because they're playing Saline.
Tough to get off to any sort of start against Saline.
So this is what I'm anxious to see tonight, Nick, is to see the progression from the early season. Let's see if Pioneer can get some sustained drives.
All right, from the gun, you got Cole Hayes back there. He's got a man right and a man in motion moving to his left. Handoff inside, cut back to the right, falls forward. About 5 yards on that game.
Nice job there by Sean Garcia. Let's watch number 58. He comes in, and he is the left tackle down there on the bottom side. Just watch him. He falls ahead right with the running back.
And we've been talking about Eduardo Casares for years now. Just a strong back, real tough, absorbs hits, but has some good moves. As we see one more time, nice move pulling forward. I'm going to say that's a first down for Pie High.
Yeah, Toby is a hard runner, and we've seen him over last couple years. He does things just like this. Runs a little bit upright, but look at that lean. Leaning forward to get those extra yards.
Well, and the upright run is right on. That's definitely a calling card of his. He is taller. He can see above those blockers. That's oh so important. I cannot relate. And Casares gets that first down for the Pioneers. And there's another one up the middle, high stepping it through before he's brought down at the 45-yard line. Casares train is chugging away here in this first drive.
Is it Calais or is it Casares? I mean, both of these guys are coming at you, and this is 5 coming right up that A gap. And you can see he doesn't get, he did get a little touch, but there's no linebackers to speak of. Looks like Huron's defense maybe over pursued on that play.
There you can see the blackout, the Pioneers all black on the field, lot of black out in the stands, and one more handoff. Caceres there still manages to push forward. He looked like he was dead on arrival at the line of scrimmage, but still gets about 3 or 4.
Yeah, you're talking about a kid that is going to be 6'1", 220. That's an NFL-sized back. And he's running against linemen on the defensive side for Huron that are pretty much about the same weight. So you can see a great job again by the Pioneers offensive line of pushing that defensive line back into the linebackers.
No reason to see them up and throw right now, but this is exactly what you want if you're Coach Simpson. Wide open playbook. Caceres one more time finds the edge off to the right, past the line of scrimmage, and if he didn't get the first, he's awfully close.
Yeah, and you love to see this, Nick. Look at you got to lead back. Look at Craig Newman coming out there, and you don't see that too often, and you see positivity out of a call.
Yeah, number 8, like you said, Newman really makes that play. It's pretty amazing to see both players hit that edge in the open field and get around that corner. And this is a Huron timeout. They're probably pulling off the side saying, what's going on here, and how are we going to fix this, guys?
Well, last week, Pioneer played Lincoln, only lost by 1 point. Like you were saying, they're getting the train on the track right now, moving in the right direction. Coach Simpson loves the way everything is starting off. This huddle, though, they're trying to fix some things down there in the middle of the defense because Pioneer's really running through the tackles up and down the field right now in the Rats.
Right, nothing overly complex or tricky about what you're seeing from the Pioneers so far in this drive. Just strong, hard-nosed football, great blocks up front, great fullback blocks, and Caceres is just getting through.
Yeah, and just like you like to see, quarterback under center. I mean, it's giving a different look for the defense, I think.
Right, same grouping style of plays, but just a little bit of a different look here and there, and that's exactly what you want, just keeping things simple with this playbook. And not so much for that under center stuff, but from the shotgun, Hayes back there, he's got Caceres to his left. Another handoff, tries to make a move, but this time brought down in the backfield, and that timeout might have been just what the doctor ordered for the Rats.
Yeah, you saw a good push up front by the Huron defender, number 52, Dominic Olty. He comes in. You see him get unblocked there and make the tackle from the backside, but the difference of that play, Nick, was really the offensive line push.
Yes, no push, and Caceres seemed to run into his own dude to slow himself down, and that enabled those 3 River Rat defenders to tear him up down behind the line of scrimmage. Play action pass, and that's what 6 straight runs will get you right there, although that one just goes wide.
Yeah, Kowal, just a junior here. Was this ball low? Didn't get tapped. No, it hit him in the wrong spot.
The chest?
The hands.
The hands, yes.
Yeah, but it was a good play, though. I love the call because after, like you said, all of those runs, Huron is starting to edge up. And on the outside, though, the corners are still way off, so they're giving you a free 5 yards. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that call later in the game.
And that was a quick dish by Hayes, too. The play action went very quickly, and he released extremely quickly to try to find his man up the middle. Man in motion now for the Pioneers. Strong left side, and that's where the ball gets pitched to Caceres. Caceres finds his edge before being brought down 29-yard line. 4th down upcoming for Pie High.
Yeah, let's see if this is a hold on the edge here. Looks like the Huron guy comes into the play, and 11 gets all jersey and pulls him down, number 5. And I think that is going to be the call on the play. And let's see if Huron accepts this or declines it because there was only a 1-yard gain on the play.
I mean, you got to decline, right?
I think so, and it's going to go declined by Huron. That is the call. You're correct, Nick.
Penalty is declined.
Yeah, why give them a team that had been driving and had been doing exactly what they want to do this entire first drive? Why give them one more chance? They've had Huron's had a couple of nice stops, so let's keep pushing forward with that.
Well, it brings up a 4th and gettable, though, and you're in your own territory, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Hayes maybe press the edge on this and maybe do some action with his feet as well as his arms.
3 to his left, man in motion right in front of him. That's Toby Calais, and it's still just a handoff. Ball's on the turf, though. And that looks like that's recovered by the Rats.
Yeah, either way, because it can't fumble forward and retain that possession. So good job of stopping the play. Let's see who gets a hit in on this one. again, right up the middle, number 50 got his glove right on that one and took it away. And, of course, that's one of the guys that I don't have on my roster.
Just look down. I'm like, 50, you're right.
Of course.
Nope. But great play by that dude down there. And you're right, getting that penetration and then making that play where you need to be. And for the River Rats, after those first few plays from what Pioneer was doing, they've got to feel pretty good about themselves right now.
I agree. That drive was going against them until that timeout. That timeout really righted the ship for the Rats.
Yeah, we might be looking back at that as an early turning point for this one so far. Rats take over. Brandon Willis from the gun. Man right in front of him. Hand off to number 4, Nick Ashford. Ashford comes along the left side, before being brought down by that right tackle.
And coming over to the sideline, Brandon Willis was motioning as I'm motioning up here. Cut the ball up right here. Cut the ball upfield. He tried to press the edge, and it looked like a little bit of a lane was north and south.
Yeah, his lane was possibly there, but a great job stepping up by those Pioneer defenders. I think that was Garrett Cole there.
Nice to see Brandon Willis under center, or at least in the backfield to begin this game. He is our reigning key player of the game, and he's electric.
Multi-time key player of the game. Once this year, once last year. You're right. He brings a lot to the table. He can throw. He can do it with his feet. Nice job sending that one forward. Great play jumping the route right in front there. Will Beaupre.
Yeah, Beaupre he almost did a double up. Check this, a PBR, and then he almost got the pick. Good job there. Oh man, that's a ball hawk.
That's a great job. You're right. He did an outstanding job of playing the defender, knocking that away, and he tipped that in a way that it almost tipped right back to him.
Yeah, and last year was when Brandon Willis came in. It was his coming out party right here on this field. Came in immediately through a big touchdown pass, so he feels good playing on this turf.
3rd and 9, 7:30 to go. Willis rolls to his right. He's looking deep right from the go. Sets his feet, throws deep, but that's right into the Beaupre situation. Again, looking for Angelo Rivera, and great coverage downfield by the Pioneers.
Yeah, and that was another time where you saw the arm of Willis unleashed. He threw the ball where only his man could get it, and it really overthrew the coverage. You want to see on a play like this, the receiver maybe continue down the field next time, because it seems like he stopped and maybe he just misread that pass a little bit. Let's see right here on this play.
I mean, he threw it up. Beaupre was doing a nice job of playing the man, not ball, so that was an opportunity for the receiver there. But you're right, if he's still going forward, maybe if he's looking back shoulder instead of turning entirely for it, that could have been a little bit of different play. As always, real easy for me to say way up here. Upcoming punt, high end over end, almost knocked down by the Pioneers, and that one squirts out of bounds at about the 49-yard line.
How did Nick Ashford get that ball away? Can you see how look how close this is.
Will have it. 1st and 10.
Wow.
Solid snap right into his chest. It's not like he took too long. Man, just barely
I think he got maybe a fingertip?
If he didn't, that
wow.
I mean, maybe a finger and nail would be all that he got, because wow, he was. I mean, and that's a tall kid coming in too.
Yeah, and you got to lay out for that one next time. I think so. They tell you never know if you want to dive and you lose speed, but next time, lay out.
Man, I thought the same thing. Coming in, both feet flat-footed, his arms out. Again, he's tall, but man, maybe if he leaves his feet, he ends up getting that one. Caceres not leaving his feet. Just a heavy dose of number 5 so far for the Pioneers.
And this is what we're seeing, a lot of big man balling right up the middle, and just a great play there by 77 Bellers, Alex Bellers, one of the coach's sons actually, former head coach of Pioneer, now he's the OC, but Bellers, the center, just doing a great job of turning Nick Ashford around.
2nd and 5 upcoming. Hayes to who else? Caceres. Caceres finds his way through. Really nice job of blocking on the go for the Pioneers. And there was a little extra push there by the Pioneers sideline.
And you see Darrell Smith. And you remember Darrell Smith from last week? And
I do.
It was the uniform guy. And right now you can already see his knees. So they're going to talk about his knees. But he looks like he got an altercation with the sideline over there at the end of that play, Nick.
So he started off last week as the uniform guy, but he ended the first half pick six touchdown, though, right? So he's on our radar for multiple reasons. He's a baller out there. Hayes also a baller, but he's on the run away from a bunch of River Rats. Gets a little something extra for his effort there as he goes out of bounds.
Now this is the play before that we just saw, and watch the end of this play. You see number 3 blocking him. You see him, and he takes him all the way to the sideline, and then some extra words are being said by Smith.
Well, and Rendleman and him were clutching each other, for lack of a better term, right? And Rendleman did keep pushing him, but Smith kept holding him, right? So there's just a little bit of extras from both guys, and I think that's why we didn't see any flags.
Yeah, and a little extra is what we just saw in this play. The hard count. On a 4th and less than 5, the discipline just went out the window for the River Rats, because you know that is the first call on the play call list for the Pioneers. We're going to go hard count here, guys. And the aggressiveness of that defense, look at that.
But this is what you get when you're 80% running the ball, right? Like you've already said it a couple of times. They're starting to edge forward. They're starting to edge forward on defense. So those hard counts on plays like that are just in the bag for Pioneer. We had a whistle before the snap there.
And it looks like that was a lineman issue. And would that be 2 on the River Rats back to back? And you know, this is something we saw before with Huron, is the lack of discipline out of some of their players. Couldn't see it really on that play, but it looked like it was maybe on the top of the on the corner.
Yeah, I think that was just a little beyond our camera lens range there. So Pioneer now looking at 1st and 5 from their own 34. Casares, of course, cuts it back upfield left, picks up another first down. And Casares is making these runs look easy.
Yeah, and he's making it because look at number 0. Watch the fullback. Watch this block here. Bam! I mean, he takes out the linebacker, and he just gives Casares another 4 yards before he gets hit.
Hey, what's the name on number 0?
Yeah.
Sadly, not on our list, but we just want to point out, like, let's just keep talking about, let's give some sweet nicknames, because you're right, that was an outstanding block up front, and all of these blockers are making these Casares runs happen, and another positive yardage run for him right there.
Yeah, and this is something that I love to see. You got a lot of runs in between the tackles, so it's just like an early heavyweight fight. Now you're giving them some body blows, a couple jabs right now. You're loosening them up. You've already seen that Huron defense start to creep up. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see a fade pass come in here very short.
You think that comes off the play action, or they're just going right for it?
I think you might go right for it the way the defensive lineman is.
That said, why do anything other than run the ball for 4 yards every single time, which is what Pioneer is doing at will. 4, 5, 6 yards.
And this way, you're getting yourself into a 3rd and short or 4th and very manageable, because we saw them make the 4th down attempt on a hard count. And you're definitely in 4th down territory in this side of the field.
Yeah, they ain't punting from there. 3rd and 4 upcoming. We'll see what they dial up. It'll be another run play. Spread up front, men in motion, and the River Rats feel like they're kind of running with their heads cut off there. Nice pass cut through the flat, and a reception and a first down for Pioneer at home.
Exactly what we were talking about before the play. Everybody was crept up onto the line of scrimmage. The safety was within 7 yards. So you called it, Nick. You said, is it going to be off of play action? Yeah, play action. Nobody is in the vicinity. Easy pitch and catch.
And that's Knox, the junior, that comes up with that reception. First down, fresh set of downs for the Pioneers, and they're inching closer to the goal line.
Yeah, and this time of possession is really heavily favored in Pioneers in this first quarter.
Yeah, sustained drives. If you talk to any coach for more than 90 seconds, those two words are going to come out of their mouth. Everybody wants sustained drives, and that's what the Pioneers are giving the home faithful right now.
And Pioneer did have one fumble. Let's look at all that blocking. You can see it easily, too, with the black and the white jerseys, that you're seeing a lot of, on this angle, black jerseys on white jerseys, and those white jerseys are going backwards.
So a lot of push for the Pioneers is what you're saying right now. The superior push right now.
Early energy. They've showed up.
There's a pitch to Caceres. Caceres trying to get around, but that play was kind of dead on arrival there.
Dead on arrival, but still positive, where you get 3 or 4 good yards out of it, and you're putting yourself again in a third and very manageable. Should say that easy, but the playbook is wide open.
Playbook is absolutely wide open. They've proved that he can go back and find a wide out making those cuts. I wonder if that post route down into the end zone, that little corner pass, will be an option for them. I see Kowalk out there to his left, and number 16 to his right, Beaupre, who we've seen on the defensive side of the ball as well.
And we've seen Rettleman coming in late. Keep an eye on 3. We saw him against Celine make some big plays.
Hayes looking left on the move. Nice toss on the move. Through fingers, through the first defender. We'll see if that's going to be reception, interception for that second player, and they're going to give that to him. That's a River Rat turnover in the end zone. Holy cow, living on the edge the Rats are.
That was incredible. Watch the toe tap drag right here. Wham. All you need is 1, and I think you got 2. I think he got two. That ball bobbled up at the end there, but I still believe that he dragged at least 1, because that's all you need at this level.
That's all you need. But you're right. He got them both in. Rivera, an outstanding job. I mean, he never took his eyes off it. You can see his helmet and his eyes looking at that the whole way, and never letting go, never giving that play away. Ready for it, ready for his opportunity, and he seized it. And the River Rats now, after being on defense so much of this first quarter, they've got to try to put together a drive here. 1:57 to go, stacked backfield behind Willis. Got blockers for days out in front of him. Doesn't matter though, the Pioneers still managed to get lots of pressure and bring him down in the backfield.
Keenly Poole was streaking down the near sideline to our press box. He got behind his defender, but there was no time for Willis to rack that arm back up and throw it. Watch it. Oh, we missed that other play.
We're still talking about his feet here.
Well, the replay, look at this. Look at the replay on that. That's a great shot, camera guys. You can see him. And I mean, all he had to do was hold it for a hot second.
And he did. Mission accomplished there.
Like the play call, though. I'm sorry, but I like the play call coming out of the turnover for Huron. Their defense has been out there a lot, and you want to build off of that momentum.
Yeah, you want to try to make another big punch coming in off that first down. I get it. And they did a great job blocking. It looks like the exact same formation right now, only this one's going to get tossed off to the right. Same problems up front, though. The Pioneers getting just incredible pressure into that backfield.
Yeah, watch San Garcia. Oh, this is the play beforehand. This is where you can see Keenly Poole just went right on the outside there, but Agent Zero came in, and there was nothing going on after that.
Yeah, Willis had a hard time. I think he thought that he had that first defender beat, looked left and said, uh-oh, here's a couple more, and now I'm in trouble. So wise of him to just eat that and try not to do too much.
Yeah, already 2 turnovers for Pioneer. Huron does not want to give the ball back to them. It plays some field position right now.
And that's got to be a frustration for the Pioneer sideline, right? 2 turnovers. I know that first one was on 4th down.
Exactly.
Maybe care a little less about that one, but nonetheless, turnovers are no good.
But something that they can hang their hat on is that success. The success that they've done throughout this entire quarter of just leaning on people on that offensive line.
An entire quarter that is nearly done. Clock going down to 10 seconds. I really doubt that they even think about attempting a play here before this quarter is going to come to an end.
Yeah,
here we go.
I think there was a penalty on that last call. It looked like there was a false start or something. because they moved it back 5 yards. And it's going to be 3rd and forever when we come back.
And we will take a look at what exactly happened there, and we'll take a look at that setting sun here in Washtenaw County. Scintillating HD setting sun. Stick around. We'll be back with more CTN Sports right after this.
Tucked along the banks of the Huron River, just west of Ann Arbor's Gallup Park, lies one of the city's most vibrant natural treasures, Furstenberg Nature Area. This nature area is home to rich and diverse landscapes. Wetlands, woodlands, prairie, and rare oak savanna, all thriving just minutes from the heart of the city. A half-mile paved loop offers easy access through the park, while a granular trail leads deeper into the prairie and forest, eventually connecting to a stunning quarter-mile wetland boardwalk and Gallup Park. Since the mid-90s, dedicated staff and volunteers from Natural Area Preservation have worked to restore and care for this land, removing invasive species and using controlled burns to bring native habitats back to life. Wildlife thrives here from spring through summer. Benches and scenic overlooks invite you to slow down, listen, and experience the wonder of nature up close. Furstenberg Nature Area is a living landscape, carefully restored, deeply loved, and waiting for you to explore. Discover the wild side of Ann Arbor, right in your backyard. For more information, visit a2gov.org/parks. Are you looking to get the most out of your camera, cell phone, or some other cool toy? Are you looking to take your lens to the next level in terms of technical knowledge and framing? If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
And here we go as the Rats coming out to meet their crosstown rivals in Pioneer here from Holloway Field.
I tell you what, Nick, that first quarter was going back and forth, and it kind of could have gone either way for either team, and both of them kept making bonehead mistakes.
Not a bonehead mistake per se there, but there was just a little bit of a bumbling behind the line of scrimmage. They were trying to go for that extra checkeration, and it wasn't executed quite as well as they wanted.
Yeah, and watch this. It was the pitch, and it looked like it was supposed to be a handoff as opposed to a pitch, because it was a great job by Ford. Watch this. It is a great job of handling that ball, because if he doesn't, that one just bounces into the end zone, and Nick Ashford, Johnny on the spot with his hands.
Yeah, you got to say a lot about Ashford. They're sticking with that, never took his eyes off it, never gave it away. But unfortunately for him, once he did gain control of that, he was looking straight into a few Pioneer defenders.
Yeah, that was dead on arrival after that bobble.
4th and 17, punt away. Nice kick there from the River Rats. Picked up at about the 40-yard line and brought down for about 5 yards. And Pioneer getting back on offense, and I just feel like Pioneer's been on offense all night.
They've been on, well, the Huron offense hasn't gotten out of park. You know, they've had some good calls, but the execution just really hasn't been there. And they've dialed up really some splash home run plays. They're swinging for the fences to begin this game, and their first couple possessions on offense are the Rats.
Right, and like you said, coming off that first turnover, you really like them going for a big play. However, didn't hit it, and they're not getting these sustained drives. They're staying in this. It's 0-0 right now because of the strength of their defense, bending, not breaking right now.
And you don't want to do that too longer.
No, you can't keep that up all night, presumably. Another handoff up the middle into some big players there. Number 71 for the Rats.
Yeah, when you run into the belly of 74, you're not going to go too far for the River Rats. I mean, Look at that. House.
Taking up a lot of space in the middle. Taking up a lot of space in the middle. And he's
then
moving,
rolling
right?
at the end.
His legs chugging along, too.
He did the big brother thing on the little brother.
Yep.
I'm going to fall on you. That's a bigums.
Gain of 2 yards for Pioneer there. Here we got a little bit of a switch up here for the Pioneers. Rendelman now adds a little bit of a different look in that backfield. Real quick off the handoff to the left.
You got to give Caceres a break sometime, right? I mean, it's not like the defense is out there a lot, so he comes right back in. But look at it. Caceres on the block.
Caceres got a break, but did he? Because he was leading out front. He's like, I know what guys got to do. I know what it takes for guys to get positive yardage.
And that will come back and help him out when he's toting that rock as well, too, because other people will see him laying wood on the opponent.
That's what leaders do, right? That's what seniors
Love
do.
it.
Exactly right. First down, Pioneer, man in motion in front of Hayes. Under center, another handoff to Caceres. Caceres makes the first man miss, cuts it right back up the middle, and he's going to hit pay dirt in the end zone. First blood Pioneers. Of course, Caceres.
Well, I mean, Huron's defense has been on the field the entire game. I think there's only been 7 offensive plays for the River Rats. So no first downs. At some point, 74 is even going to get tired of chasing Caceres. And that one, again, Nick, right up the gut.
And there's that blackout there. They're excited. The Pie High faithful excited to get that one going. You've got ensuing kick up and good. 7-point lead for the Pioneers, and this is exactly what you want if you're Pioneer. Finally, all of this work is paid off. They get in the end zone. They're feeling really good. Now, what do your Rats have to do here?
Oh, they got to regroup and get some offense going, because right now it's all been momentum on that sideline, folks. Pioneer came in here with a better game plan so far, and they're executing it, because the execution when Huron gets the ball just hasn't been there. You've seen the bobbles. You've seen, maybe some players running on the field late. Even on the first play of the game, it was a jet sweep. Brandon Willis is telling his player to cut upfield, stop taking it to the edge. They got to get all on the same page.
Right, and I'm curious if they tried it. Like you said, we saw the attempt for a couple of big long splash plays. That didn't quite hit. We saw the little trickeration. That wasn't executed as well as they would have liked. I'm really curious if they just go to Behrens. Behrens is there. It seems like he's their tried and true, can handle it, textbook back. Let's just do a couple of off-tackle runs and try to pick up a few yards here and there, like what Pioneer's already been doing.
I like this too. Pioneer, they're getting greedy now. Little squib kick it up the middle.
That short squib kick right up the middle, trying to catch the River Rats unawares.
And why not? Because the defense have shown up so far for the Pioneers. They've tackled in groups, and Huron's execution hasn't been crisp on that offensive side.
Not crisp is exactly the story of this first half so far for the Rats. You're exactly right.
Do you think they kind of came in here, the River Rats, with a little bit of, this team has got an ugly record. We think we can just walk through them?
So you think there's a little overconfidence looking into, like you said, looking at the record book? That's a very possible thing. That's a very possible thing, and that's easy for high school kids to do. So as a coaching staff, you've got to get that out of their mind immediately.
Well, you think that early timeout would have did it for Huron, because it looks like the coaching staff saw what I'm seeing too.
And it did seem to stop the flood for a hot second, but the River Rats now find themselves down 7-0. Willis RPO cuts right and nearly gets the first down, maybe gets the first down. Long run to the right. And, I was asking for Behrens, but that is really a tried and true play for the River Rats.
Well, he's the best player out on the field, and he shows why. Sometimes you just got to take it into your own hands. I think he just took that ball from the running back and said, I'm going to do the work.
And that was Jaden Behrens who he pulled that away from, too. So
you weren't too off.
I mean, maybe both teams were thinking about it. I think we got Batman in there. We've got a couple of Batmen over there.
There's not. Oh, no. There's only one Batman.
Adam West.
Val Kilmer. Oops. I think our broadcast truck just left.
Yeah, there's eruptions all around us with that hot take.
Building.
That hot take. We'll see where that gets us at halftime. I don't know. All right, let's check out the replay there. Yeah, that was a big jump off sides.
And
Although, of course, he's pointing at everybody else.
Well, and that's the thing. Huron has been making those silly kind of mistakes. We joked about it a little bit, but that's what they got to clean up if they want to get back into this game.
Willis, nice job bringing that one back and pitching it off to that player, cutting up right in front of him, number 16, Simpson Glatch, I believe. That's, if I'm not mistaken.
And the thing that you're seeing, Nick, and I can feel it, you're seeing the Pioneers not noticing they're 1 and 3 now. Look at this. They're tackling in bunches. There's only purple jerseys around the Huron player. Flip side, when we're watching the Pioneer offense, they're falling forward. Huron's falling backwards.
Yeah, the Pioneers, you called it. They're ball hawks right now. It's not just 1 or 2 people making these tackles. It's everybody getting it to the correct spot. And they're doing a great job with those 3 linebackers you can see in the middle, just being aware and calling plays out.
That's a different quarterback.
Will's back there, throws that one downfield, makes the catch nonetheless. And that Simpson Black does come down with that one.
Yeah, but that was a different QB in the backfield, Nick.
That was Willis, right?
No, that's what. Oh, that is. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not too many other guys.
Not too many other guys can throw that ball like that, right?
Well, whoever that masked man was, he did a nice job of sliding to the right and throwing in front of him. Really good job of making that throw textbook style on the run. And Huron, first down, might have something going. There's a Barron's handoff off to the left, off tackle left.
This really started, though, with that first run. That first run by Willis really got all of that, momentum feeling, that good feeling for the Rats. And then this play here, stepping into it right over the middle. And you see the placement on that ball, right on the number.
Well, and he just did such a nice job of cutting between those 2 defenders to slash forward and then make that throw.
Gutsy throw, too.
Very much so. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Willis hands that one off. There's Barron's again. He's hammering forward past the line of scrimmage, just shy of the first down, I believe.
Now you can see Huron is feeling good about themselves. The playbook's opening up a little bit, and you're not getting any kind of people jumping off sides or maybe doing any holding, and that pile is starting to move north and south. Well, south right now.
Is it south right now? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's the sun that's going down. You're right. Willis now to Barron's one more time. Barron's falling forward, I think gets the first down on that 3rd down attempt.
You know who's really going to like this? Coach Love's dad. Mr. Love was talking to me before the game, and he said he wants his son to run the ball more. And he said he's going to school his son on running the ball more, just like that.
Everybody's dad wants him to run the ball more,
right?
Like I don't think there's a dad in the world who's like, you know what, give me more spread offense. No dad says that. 1st and 10, ball on the 21 for the Rats. Willis from the shotgun. He's got 2 men to his left, 1 on his right, man in motion behind him. And he's looking to that man in motion right there, caught behind the line of scrimmage. Makes the first man miss, but runs into a whole face full of number 12.
Yeah, trying to get Nick Ashford the ball in space is a sound move for the River Rats. Just right now, though, the Pioneers are coming off these blocks. Look at that. And just swarming to the ball on the outside.
Yeah, their defense continues to be the story for me. Just everybody is getting there. Everybody's on their assignments, and everybody's flying around with an energy about them tonight. No yardage on that one. 2nd and 10 upcoming for Huron.
Well, he's motioning up to the topside receiver.
Ashford comes off him. He's thrown high, just a little bit too high and a little much too behind him. And I wonder if he didn't need to leave his feet to make that catch.
Well, let's see, because, the ball was thrown high, but Rivera usually has sure hands. And, I think he kind of knew that he was going to get popped after he caught that ball, because you could see the defender coming right into play.
You could see the defender coming into play, and you could see him contort his body a little bit in anticipation of that player. That's exactly right. 5:23 to go. That incomplete pass stops the clock. And I think we had a timeout.
I think there's a
penalty or
personnel
timeout?
issue on the
Yeah.
sideline because Coach Love is motioning to somebody on the bench. I don't think he liked the people on the field.
He didn't like something. I don't know what he's upset about, but he was upset about something, and he's probably upset he just had to fire off another timeout when he probably really doesn't want to. Although with 5:23, we're getting down to the end of this first half.
And right now, those guys there, they need to step up.
You're exactly right. But this Pioneer squad, as we're looking in, just like all of our socials, they've been on point tonight.
They really have been. And, I think if I'm watching this on YouTube, I'm giving it a thumbs up so far. Or I'm following you on IG because, you might see some behind-the-scenes photos of how wild this atmosphere is and make you want to come out to this game.
Yeah, love the behind-the-scenes look. You're right. Get us check in on our truck down there. Everybody up down there. Camera guys up above us. Maybe people out in the crowd like all this. I'm seeing multiple either Batman and Catwoman as well. I wonder if there's a DC theme going on up there.
Well, if there is, I know that Superman is playing for Huron, and he's got number 3 on his back.
We'll see what Clark Kent can dial up. There he is. Broken play coming up the middle. And if that is Superman, boy, Pioneers might have his kryptonite right now.
Well, if you're going to bring down this guy, you better bring everybody, maybe even Lex Luthor, because he is a menace, really, when it comes to defenses, and it's usually on the outside, not the inside.
Well, and that is something else the Pioneers have been doing. We'll see one more time. Willis is going to make one dude miss.
Always.
You know that's going to be the case. So it's a good thing that the Pioneers are in the positions that they've been in. They are flying the ball as much as they are because they're bringing in 2-3 people on Willis every single time. And I've mentioned those linebackers. You got to think there's some spying going on in them.
I definitely would be. A fourth and gettable for Huron.
4th and 6. Willis looking into the sideline. Mentions it to his center. Feet set, going into that corner, up high, right off of his hands in the end zone. No good, and that'll be turnover on downs. More stout defense from the Pioneers.
Yeah, good job of there going up and really locating the football. 16 for the Pie-Eyes. But check out this. Look at this. Watch how he turns and gets his hands up right there. Gets his hand. No face guarding at this level either. So all you got to do is get your hands up. All he's doing is reading the eyes of the receiver. Good job.
And he did a great job of staying with him. The wide receiver did everything he possibly could. Both of them getting a little handsy down there. He went up. He saw it coming in. But just excellently played on the defensive end. But yeah, great job from the Rats there as well.
Well, great job for the Pioneer defense as well, too, because that was a huge 4th down play, momentum changing, and now you can play field position with these final moments here in this second period.
4:19 to go here in this first half. I got to think you're going to get a steady dose of Caceres here. Hayes to Caceres up the middle. I thought he got brought down, but he just popped out of nowhere. I don't know where he came from because he must have busted 2 tackles straight through him.
Yeah, and Caceres is starting to get the attention of the Huron sideline as well, too. Because look at this. He gets hidden inside there, and he just keeps those legs churning.
Well, and it almost looked like he went down. He disappeared for a second, and a kid that big doesn't disappear easily. Like the Vanisher.
Love it.
3:43 to go now. 9-yard carry for Caceres on that last one. Play action out to the outside. Nice job grabbing that one and pushing forward. Now you just got to possibly get out of bounds, but I'm not sure where that call will be. Great play call by the Pioneers.
That's what I'm liking so far. The offensive staff for the Pioneers, kudos to you guys. You really prepared because this is huge. When you definitely have everybody scooting up on the line of scrimmage, look at that blocking on the outside by the receivers. Everybody is helping out each other on that high side.
And that's Rendelman with the reception, run, and first down right there. That was kind of a play action, like they sort of faked it over to Caceres. And there he is one more time. No, nothing kinda about that. No wishy-washy, nobody hemming and hawing. Just straightforward smash mouth foosball.
And you know what? I even think in the stands they have a sign of Caceres, a picture of him, because every time he runs, you see a sign right in the middle of the student section. Somebody in the front row has a sign of a player, and they put it up in the air every time Caceres runs. We'll see it. You can see it right there at the bottom of the picture.
There might be somebody on this side that has a picture of you, and every time you call a replay, they throw that up. That might be a thing too.
Well,
We just can't see it from the angles where our cameras are at, unfortunately.
If it was me, I'd be saying get off my lawn. Another penalty, and that's just what Pioneer can't have.
To this point, those mental mistakes have been few and far between for the Pioneers. You're right. 2nd and 8 upcoming. I really doubt they're going to abandon the handoff. There's another play-action pass right up the middle. Did he come down with it? He did not grab that one. Garrett Kowalk there.
Kowalk has to come up with that pass. This is the second one that has been in his mittens, and I know the pressure is on after you drop the first one, but look at that one. I mean, the defender had a hand in there, but that's, again, if you got 2 mittens on it and you got gloves, bring it home.
No, Cole Hayes put that right where he was supposed to. I don't know. It's probably something the kids know about that we don't know about, right? Because we're old. Get the truck on it, maybe get Mo in it down there. He's pretty young. He knows stuff. We'll get back to you after halftime.
It definitely wasn't me.
It was definitely not you. Correct. Accurate statement. 3rd and long upcoming for the Pioneers. Hayes back, but we've got a whistle. False start is what they're going to call, and the Pioneers not doing themselves any favors on this drive.
And we have replays for the officials. We don't want to see too many of them, but that was great for the Huron side with only 1 timeout remaining. Even if Pioneer runs the ball, they're going to get the ball back if they stop them on this 3rd and forever.
3rd and 13, ball on the 30-yard line. And yeah, right now it's damned if you do, damned if you don't if you're Pioneer, right? Like you want to go for it, you want to get this first down. But if you don't get it or throw an incomplete pass, you're in trouble. And Hayes was in trouble pretty much from the start. Throws incomplete to a sliding wide receiver. No shot there for Toby Calais.
Yeah, out of all of the calls of the first half from the Pioneer sideline, I'm not really thrilled with that call. With the clock in your favor, maybe you run the ball. Caceres has been breaking so many tackles, but that play was blown up from the beginning. You saw the running back go the wrong way, and it just didn't look like anyone was on the same page.
And as you correctly ascertained, that's going to be a stopped clock. They'll have 2:42 right now.
A lot of time for the Reds.
Yep. Punt gets up away. The River Rats.
Wow, he might
just
have
missed it.
room.
That one went off his fingers. Did he touch that? It seemed like he touched that. And then that one scooches out of bounds, luckily, because there's a Pioneer player 5 yards behind that.
Yeah, and it looks like it was a flag on the play too, but I'm not sure what the flag could be on.
I mean, you got to think it's a hold, right? Like, on any punt, that's almost 90% of the time, if there's a flag, it's going to be a hold on the defense.
And McBride on a play like that when you're on the sideline, I wonder how quiet the sideline was. That's got to be a fireball. Get away from it. Wow, are they going to give a first down to Pioneer? Or was that a personal foul on Pioneer?
Personal foul on Pioneer.
Huge.
15 yards major penalty.
And there you see him going up for it. And that was
Look at all that
not
room,
exactly textbook way to go after that. It seemed like his hip was moving forward, and he's trying to pull back to catch that instead of planting himself under it. Really lucky, just really fortunate all around for the River Rats. That could have went all sorts of bad, and now they've got pretty decent field position here from about the 38. Willis looking right. He's got some room to the outside, but he's looking flag in the backfield, unfortunately. And that one falls incomplete between 2 receivers. I got to think that that's what the Rats wanted out of that play, though.
Oh, definitely. Get Willis out on the edge there and have him look downfield. And Simpson Valek was open, but this ball was thrown on a line. If it has a little bit more air, possibly the receiver could come up with that ball.
I think we saw Smith down there as well, and that was going to be a hold on the Rats nonetheless, so that's going to push them back a ways. And both of these teams have moved into who wants it less territory.
Yeah, and Huron just, this whole first half has been ugly on offense. It's just no continuity. And, you know, last year you went to Willis on the sideline and brought him in. Right now, I'm not sure what Coach Love is going to go to get his offense going.
Well, you've talked about ugly on offense. It hasn't exactly been roses on defense either for the River Rats. Granted, they do have 2 takeaways. I'm not going to take that away from them, but they've had a hard time stopping this Pioneer offense. And maybe this is what the doctor ordered. Big run by Willis before he breaks a couple of tackles and gets the first down, but we got laundry on the field at the 35.
Are you kidding? Oh, it looks like another hold.
Makes the tackle. There is a flag on the play.
And that is a deflator.
Yeah, you heard the cowbells and everything going on over on the Huron sideline. Everybody was excited. Every time Willis takes the ball in his own hands, good things happen.
Yeah, he's the guy that you count on making things happen, and you really admire him because he's had some problems, and that's not just anything. Personal foul on the Rats, and that's going to be 15 yards coming back.
That's a tough one. I mean, you never know who that one was on. Maybe we can see it on the replay here.
Penalty is on Huron.
Yeah,
I can't see anything there.
Tough to see.
Got to be out of that.
Yeah, we saw the area roughly for a moment there where the flag came in, because it came in right
at the end
before the tackle. Yeah, exactly. Here we got an outstanding wide shot. Of course, our camera guy's got a little bit of everything out there.
Oh, it looks like the official was looking right here at look at
extracurriculars there.
0.
Yes.
From the 50-yard line.
Yeah, little extracurricular push at the end there.
But the Huron player was blocking him.
And he wouldn't, and he was holding on to him. Willis scoots away, finds his man in the middle. Great job of making something out of nothing right there. Willis so composed coming out of that pocket. He moves so fast, but his composure, his arm, the way he keeps his feet under him, can't say enough good things about him. Willis off to the right. Stutter steps into the middle.
Never
just
want to do that,
his
though.
guy.
Throw the ball late back over your body, and it's just a difficult pass. You know, every coach tells you not to do this. You see him wide open, but there's only one guy. He wears number 15 at Kansas City that can make that pass.
It's a really tough pass, and we've got another penalty on the Rats.
Oh, the wheels are just falling off this train.
I wonder, I mean, I don't want to throw in the towel on the half, but with 1:23 to go, you got to wonder if they just run a couple of simple textbook run plays, run this one out, go into half, and just calm down.
I just think that's just not the MO of Coach Love. You've seen him go for those dagger passes, and you know they don't want to. I'm projecting here, but I just don't think they want to go into the half down to the Pioneers.
Kevin Bryant does not want to go into half down to the Pioneers. You're correct. Yep. And that one was blown up right from the start. 3 Pioneers in Willis's grill.
And right now, Nick, you're tiptoeing into the territory of giving Pioneer the ball again with 3 timeouts.
3 timeouts.
At midfield. And look at everybody. That looks like it was a screen pass. And Pioneer read it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly right. Pioneer broke in there, didn't fall for those traps, and played it perfectly on the outside and still got those guys in front of Willis, which is what you got to do. We've talked about it all night long. You need 2 big bodies in front of them.
Now, this is where you would want to see a run play. I mean, a lot of coaches would think 3rd and forever, I'm going to get my quarterback that's mobile on the outside, but really, run play, run play, run play.
Well, will it be a run play to Barents or one of the running backs, or will this just be a designed run by Willis? He's got trips left and a man to his right. And there it is, right up the middle. Willis never thought twice about it. Designed run play. He's got a blocker out in front, and he puts the ball on the turf, though. Did that Pioneer player pull that one down? And they're going to say, yes, great play, great run, dialed it up, expertly executed, and then loses it at the end. And Pie High loves that Batman going nuts. Silly string as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, look at this right at the end. This is just so unfortunate for Willis. He changes his hands right at the end, I think right here. No, he didn't. He kept it on the inside next to all of the runners. And look at that. He really didn't have possession of the ball. It looked like the ball was moving around. The official from the backside, though, calls it good. So I wonder, is he blocked?
From their own 16-yard line.
Tough to see there. He's
still moving. His hand is out of bounds, though.
Yeah, his hand is out of bounds, and that ball is coming down seemingly. There's Hayes throwing that one away. Getting back to Willis on that one. That ball was knocked away by Rendelman. We've seen Rendelman do a lot of nice things. He is very athletic, very fast, handsy, smart player right there.
And he didn't give up on the play. I love the way he got back into the play, didn't give up on it, and good things happen when you hustle.
Yeah, that's a great call, because that's really easy to get feel bad about yourself when you saw what Willis did there after he made those first few guys miss. After he clearly had that first down, it's real easy to give up on it.
It's interesting that Pioneer went to the pass on that first down. You'd think they want that clock to move.
They're going for it, though. This is crosstown rivalry at its best. Hayes looking for his man. Doesn't find him. Was there a flag in the backfield?
No, but it was so close to a hit upstairs. Watch this hit on the receiver as the ball's coming into his hands. And the way that, watch this, boom, and the second one.
The second one
where his head was exposed.
Yep. Yeah, you've got one guy committed, and then that second player going up a little high as well. You're very lucky. You're playing dangerous out there when things already aren't going your way.
This has to be a run.
Yeah, there's Caceres up the middle. 57 seconds. Just a really interesting turn of events all around here. This last 2.5 minutes. Seemingly,
has it been 2 minutes? It's been 2 hours.
It feels like it's 2 hours. Well, I was talking about the setting sun as that second half was still coming down. Sun's gone, baby.
Yeah, it's been, this last 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, I love the spectrum coming out of the lights, guys.
That is no filter on at all. Iris is wide open on that shot.
But, both teams, coaching staffs have started to play a little bit of chess here. Or checkers. Let's be real. I mean, they're playing with some pieces and they're not moving them in the right place.
Well, again, so easy to call it up here. So easy to call a second chess. But yeah, this chess match seems fumbly.
Yeah.
Beginnery. You're not talking grandmaster down there. You're not talking New York Park chess. Great punt away though by the Pioneers, and.
Big tackle there.
Took that one. That was Dariel Smith. And Smith has big playability as well. We've seen the plays that he can make. We've seen what he's capable of. And I think he thought, hey, maybe I can make something happen here.
Yeah, watch 21 come in there, just wrap up. That's a fundamental tackle. I love the way he didn't just throw a shoulder into him and try to take his knees out. He wrapped up and secured the ball carrier. Kudos on that.
Aiden Cerniglia there. Yeah, Cerniglia, he had to have been just chomping at the bit. Like, please let this dude field this ball because I've got him lined up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a wood hit. Still.
49 seconds to go.
A lot of time.
The Rats are going to keep going for it. Willis gets that one, tries to make some moves, but he's brought down by 2 in the backfield one more time.
And no timeouts to stop the clock. So I wonder now, will the River Rats just concede and take this one into the second half? Because you get fumbles. You had a turnover on a big splash play last time. But look at this. You got 2 guys coming in, and they just meet at the quarterback.
It's Garcia and Frost. And this is what Pioneer has done so well tonight. This is why Huron's got that donut on the board, is getting multiple players in front of Willis. You're not going to be able to do it every play, but they've done it enough.
Wow,
nice job by Willis
scary.
getting that one off the fingertips of that player.
Again, I'm scratching my head at the play calling going on right now, because when you just had a turnover and it was on 4th down, and then you get plays like that where a snap could just bounce the wrong way, and Huron could be looking at a bigger deficit than they're going to be looking at right now.
3rd and 23, 7 seconds to go. If this isn't a run play.
Come on now. With no one in the backfield, right? And you definitely have to have a spy or 3 on Willis.
Well, yeah, you can see right now with that glorious wide shot from our guys up on top of the booth. This is a prevent defense to the highest order. Only 3 men rushing. Side armor into the middle, hits his man though, and he skates away before the hit. No time left on the clock, and that is Angelo Rivera gets through and gets the touchdown with no time left. The no time left Rats get another end of half touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that's why we were screaming for Pioneer to run the football and get out of here, out of this half. But you got to hang this one on the Pioneer coaching staff for allowing time to still be on the clock for a Huron special player to make a special play.
Great play and poor tackling downfield. And Angelo Rivera.
That was prevent defense all the way too, Nick.
It absolutely was, and I can't imagine an easier time making that catch up the field, turning, and he just waltzed into the end zone.
But it looked like regular defense when we look at the replay, about only one person on the outside coming in to make that tackle, and now Pioneer is going to take a long walk into the locker room and have to think about that 7 seconds that got away from him.
Whereas the River Rats, who are looking down on, probably can't wait to get back out onto Holloway Field after this halftime. Stick around, folks. You never know what can happen at the end of any half, end of any quarter here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your band halftime announcer, Henry Jackson.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
Congratulations to CTN on its 50th year anniversary. I'm Brigitte Maassen, host of Senior Moments. Senior Moments has provided Ann Arbor seniors valuable information of health, wealth, finance, and entertainment. The show has been running for 22 years. In other words, it has been covering almost half of CTN's entire history. For these 2 decades, a number of wonderful guests have been introduced to our brilliant hosts with fun and excitement. CTN will surely continue its service for the next decade and more. As long as CTN continues, Senior Moments also will continue to serve seniors with pride and joy.
Tonight, we're heading across the pond to honor the 4 lads from Liverpool who changed music forever. From screaming fans in the 60s to albums that rewrote the rules of rock, their songs are still sung and loved around the world today. Get ready, because the Pioneer Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Elliot Hull, Mr. Henry Blackson Picella, proudly present the Beatles. We open with a splash of color and sound from 1967. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band wasn't just an album, it was an experience. So much so that you could take a course about it at the University of Michigan. Packed with bold brass, psychedelic style, and some of the most creative writing in rock history, this record transformed what an album could be. So grab your mustaches and your marching jackets. The Pioneer Band kicks things off with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. 60 years ago to 1965. With this Beatles single that jumps right out of your clip speakers. Written by John Lennon, Day Tripper features one of the most instantly recognizable guitar riffs in rock history. From the very first note, you know exactly what's coming. Released as a double A-side, it placed up the charts in both the United States and United Kingdom, showing off the Beatles' knack for mixing clever lyrics with music you just couldn't get out of your head. The secret sauce that made this a hit comes from its blend of classic British rock with the groove of American soul, as well as that Motown sound coming out of Detroit, Michigan. And now, let's invite drum major Michael Wu to the podium. And let the Pioneer Marching Band take you on a trip with Day Tripper. And finally, we end tonight with the beginning of Beatlemania. After the Beatles made their way off the plane, fans scrambled wherever the band went. From concert halls, television studios, and radio stations to restaurants and hotels the band hit to, screaming so loudly that the Beatles could barely hear themselves. To capture the British invasion of America, the band starred in their very first feature film, A Hard Day's Night. The title track opens with one of the most famous chords in all recorded music, and the song perfectly captures the humor, apathy, and chaos of the Beatles' multi-years. When the movie and song were released, both shot straight up the charts to #1, proving that Beatlemania wasn't just a fad, it was a cultural phenomenon. Tonight, the Pioneer Marching Band closes our set with a tribute to the Beatles with A Hard Day's Night.
Can you hear me now? Interested in having great audio for your projects? We have some great tools to help you get crystal clear audio. We have a variety of mics from Rode wireless kits to lavs, handheld mics for interviews, and if you need some extra help recording multiple inputs, here's a Zoom. If this sounds like something you could use, contact CTN.
And here we go, folks, looking down on Holloway Field. 7-7 tie for the Ted Heisel Trophy. Expect the unexpected. Like, that's, I'm just going to call this game that. Expect the unexpected with this one.
And that's exactly probably what Huron was saying in the halftime locker room, because for the second week in a row, they score on the final play in the second quarter. You can't play like that all season long, folks. You might be a man on the moon.
They might be. Maybe some of those last plays were dialed up by a man in the moon or some sort of satellite, because, yeah, the River Rats never say die, never give up, never concede, even though we were up here screaming to do such a thing, and that's what they got to show for it. And this game is tied.
And so what I said, this is the last play last week that the River Rats take back to the house against the Eagles, and that is number 12, who?
Smith.
Darrell Smith. And just before that, he had a penalty for his uniform, but we're not going to talk about that.
I'm not worried about that one. Nobody's talking about that one after you make a play like that at the end of half. So I'm not going to say that the Rats got dominated per se, and here we'll see the very last play of the first half.
But look at this. You have a lot of people back for Pioneer, but how are you have one guy fall? But how is nobody on the goal line running towards the ball? That was just poorly played by the Pioneer defensive backs on that. You never want anyone behind you. You want to keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, it really felt like the DBs were not in the position that they needed to be in. I know one of those players fell down, and that's what really broke things open for Rivera. However, that shouldn't have been on just that one guy. There should have been 2 or 3 players. And I know a lot of that was because they were playing up waiting on Willis, which you have to do, and I understand that. But, man, that is just a crushing blow for, again, like I said, the Rats, it's not like they were dominated that first half, but they didn't have any points for the first 23 minutes.
2 turnovers, too.
Right.
And still couldn't put the ball in the end zone. And you're right, it wasn't a dominating fashion. You take that last play out, and this Huron team is still probably talking to each other in the locker room.
Right, instead, we're looking at a 1st and 10 upcoming, and they're feeling pretty good. They've been chomping at the bit to get back out on the field. There's Willis. Willis claps.
Broken play.
RPO brings that one back. Spins around, gets about 8 yards out of that. See, did you think that was broken, or do you think that Willis saw that, kept the ball, and went
definitely
left?
Broken. Watch this. He's trying to find where the running back is at, and he's like, okay, I'll just take things into my own hand. I love this. That is a standout play there by Cole Macy. He just finds his quarterback, and he's like, I'll help you out, bye. I'll help you out, man.
He almost gave him a hug.
Well, and he showed him the right direction to go to. Willis was all spent around there.
Yeah, you're right. Macy got him those extra
funny.
few yards. That's pretty funny. And you're right. That was absolutely a busted play. I didn't see that spin around miscommunication in the backfield. Another handoff, 1st down. Falling forward there. There's Behrens. We haven't seen him carrying the ball a ton, but this is what he brings to the table.
Was that Behrens or was that Bochenik 5? That was Behrens 6. Both of those numbers. And you can see him reaching for every inch of that. He wants the ball more.
He's pumped. He says, I can keep this up all night. I can do this all night.
And for the Huron faithful, that's what they've been screaming for. Run the ball. You can hear it from the fans in front of us.
Real tight formation for the River Rats here. Willis hands and peels away. Another handoff there.
I already
Behrens
noticed it.
one more time. Behrens is pumped. He loves the ball in his hand. He loves taking those hits.
You can already notice a mentality difference in the play calling already here in the second half. North and South football.
North and South football, play contained, play under control, limit those mental mistakes, and we'll get our run plays in, we'll get our big chunk of plays, and we'll have some fun once things open up a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's some paint just hanging off the wall in the locker room from Coach Love's speech.
Man in motion, maybe he was just trying to check to see what the play is here. Another handoff to Behrens. Behrens skips his way up through the line of scrimmage, past the first down. First down, Rats. And this looks like a totally different offense.
Well, a totally different offense. It looks like a totally different era as well, too. You got guys running up and down between the tackles on both sides of the ball. And look at this. Good things are happening. You're matriculating up the field on a lot of these run plays.
Something else I really like about Behrens, you can tell he's just completely jacked up. He's getting tackled and going down, but he's the first guy up every single time. He's ready to get back in the huddle.
That's that energy, right?
Again.
That positive energy that he feels every single time that he gets his fingertips on that ball.
We just saw Coach Love down there. Again, maybe just switching up the game plan a little bit just to open up a play like this where Willis once again brought down by 2 Pioneers. That's been the story of the game from Pioneer defense right there.
Yeah, and check out Rendleman coming in here at the end here, number 3. He's been one of the Pioneers that we've mentioned several times before. Look at him, sound tackle. That was actually 14, right?
Yeah, that was a Kowalk, yeah.
Yeah, Kowalk. He needs to do that on offense, man. Man, that ball.
Second and 9, 7 minutes to go. This is a fast 5 minutes that's went by.
Well, you haven't seen any tissue on the field, and you're having run plays. This is where, games didn't used to take 3 hours to play because you weren't passing on, every single down.
The tissue issue from your lips to God's ears. Let's keep with that. That's a handoff left. That's not Behrens. That's a much bigger number, much bigger kid pounding his way through.
I think that was Kean Walker. He's another guy that snuck onto the roster. And actually Waller, not Walker. Coming in, and look at the blocking though. He doesn't get touched until he hits that third level of the defense.
And these little bit of different looks. I mean, the entire offense is a different look for Huron right now, but different players coming out of the backfield. You still got Willis with his opportunities to maybe do an RPO or a design run. It's a whole different ball game out here.
One word for me: execution. There's no, somebody jumping off sides, somebody not on the field. A lot of good play, execution.
There's Waller one more time. He gets to the outside, makes a couple of men miss before getting ripped out of bounds. And another first down from River Rats.
Yeah, Waller comes in, and he's been like a missing guy out of the backfield. Again, these running backs I think they're sick and tired of watching Brandon Willis run all the time. They want to put the ball in their hands.
First and 10 upcoming from the 13-yard line. River Rats just pushing down the field.
Have you seen a pass?
No.
And you've seen the clock move in the right direction, and that momentum that Huron gained in that final play of the second quarter, it's spilled now into the third.
Right, and I wonder if that's part of it too. They do keep getting these first downs. They do keep getting these chunk plays. They haven't given that momentum away. There's your play action pass. Willis looking right. He's got some players out in front of him. He's got blockers out in front of him. Skirts one guy, and that will be a touchdown. Brandon Willis, River Rats.
Can you see a cape on that guy?
He tried to lift him up there.
Up and away. Brandon Willis once again. Love that graphic. But, he's the big guy. He's the guy that puts the team on his shoulders, but watch the patience out here on the edge. He didn't want to run right away. He wanted to throw the ball and then get a good block there by 31 and stretch it at the end. Smart play. It's just a great drive there by the Riverettes.
I mean, everything you could possibly hope for from your team. Like you said, excellent execution, no problems, no mental mistakes, no tissue on the field, and they just hand off to a couple of different players. You give it to your all-world quarterback to end it and spike home in a touchdown.
And I got to go back to what we were talking about in our little break at halftime. Coach Love was not happy until that final play. He was totally upset that first half. I'm sure he let his players know because the body language of the entire squad is just totally different on the sideline.
Yeah, and I think it definitely starts with let's just ease into this second half, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, they had big chunk plays, but there was nothing super exciting. There was nothing insanely crazy, fun, wild. It was just standard smash mouth football right up the gut against Pioneer, and that was the sustained drive that they needed.
Yeah, well, it was twofold because it gave some body blows to Pioneer, who's feeling good about themselves as far as stopping the Riverettes. And the Rats came out in that second half, and it was all runs. And that is when you know that you're instilling your will and strength on your opponent. This is the Riverette squad we thought we'd see.
Exactly right. Vag and I are there with the kickoff. And you've got a chance to go upfield before you are twisted and turned and ends up landing on his can. Beaupre again. We've seen a lot from him tonight. He can make things happen.
Yeah, and wow, watch this. Whoa! Almost lost the ball at the end too, but I still like the way he takes it upfield. That one's going to leave a mark.
Little pirouette, yeah, getting it on the seat there at the end, but he's going to have to get back up and make something happen offensively. We've seen him at wideout a couple of times this evening already.
I would like to see Pioneer go right back to their play calling in the first half.
Snap looking up the middle, turns, caught. Reception made, but stays in bounds and makes a bunch of Rats miss. Hard time tackling for the Riverettes, and that's Will Beaupre right there.
Yeah,
coming off
Will
of that
Smith, the corner
kick.
on this side slips because he's nowhere in the picture, and I think he turned his back to the ball. Watch him right there. You see him coming off the ground there, and then some poor tackling by the Riverettes gave up some yak.
Now back to the handoffs. There's Caceres picking up 3 or 4 yards, and Pioneer switched it up a little bit there. That pass on first down, that consistent first down there. Great job by Beaupre. Now back to handing it off, but just mixing things up here.
Yeah, that's why you should stay in your lane, folks, because I'm up here trying to tell coaches what to do. And I'm going to stay in my lane now and just wait until it happens and then say something, okay? Because
are we, though?
Smart coach. Good job, though. Love the play calling because all of that running had the Huron off defense feeling it was going to be another run.
Yeah, at the end of the day, both of these coaches, they know their players infinitely better than us,
exactly.
Right? It's really easy to sit up here and say, like, well, this is what you do in Madden, or this is what you've seen consistently. But these coaches know their players well, and they know what they're capable of.
And this is what Pioneer's been doing well, running between that A and B gap and then finishing forward. That's a lot of beefcake up in there moving forward, too.
Yeah, Caceres has been in the middle of that all night long, and he's still just giving up, hey, feed me. Give it to me again. I'll take it.
We got ourselves a good ball game here.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to get in one of these great weather, great game, great atmosphere all around. 1st and 10 now. Hayes hands off to the sweeping Beaupre before he is gobbled up. Hit initially, and then 3-4 more Riverettes tied him up and brought him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Look at Mike, number 10, come in here and just give a big pop right there. And it looked like number 6 was in on there too, or let's just say the defense.
Everybody. Number 6 or 6 guys.
Yeah,
well,
both.
And Beaupre made an interesting decision to leave his lead blocker to try to cut up into the middle, and he was not rewarded for that decision. Hayes back to pass one more time. He's looking outside, but sails his man a little high. He was looking for Kowalk again.
Yeah, and I think Kowalk ran the wrong route. It looked like the ball was gone upfield, and it looked like he had a step on his receiver as well too. Quarterback had a good view. Not sure if that ball was catchable though.
That ball was a little high and pretty far out of bounds. Either way you slice it, even if Kowalk wasn't in the spot he was supposed to be. 3rd and long, 3rd and 11 with 2:43 to go here in this third quarter. Holloway Field, CTN Sports Game of the Week. Hayes, quick out pass, had his man, hit him in the gloves, but just not executed where you needed it. I don't know if Beaupre wasn't in the right spot or if that pass was behind him a little bit. Just not the perfect play.
Man, this is the 3rd or 4th drop I've seen, Nick, and it's really stymieing the drives by the Pioneers. Look at that tough catch there, but one which you get 2 paws on right in front of receivers coach Pat Eashope. Oh, man, he's not going to like that one.
No, the coaches have got to be happy. They put their kids in the right spot. Wow, there's a punt away, almost hands on that one, and that one's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. But getting back to the play calling worked. And then we've got
a flag.
The old yellow flag down there.
Yeah, it did look like it was. It had to be only a 5-yarder because, I mean, there was not a lot of contact on the kicker. I mean, it was close, though, because it was like a quick kick formation.
Yeah, that player was in there, and the kicker had to kind of scooch to the right, and shimmy to the right to get that away, and he did a great job of kicking that with it, or using his momentum of that little move off to his right.
Wow, a lot of conversation for a 5-yard penalty. This might be a big one.
But then the referee just seemed to say no penalty, or I don't know if now they're just going to have a confab instead. Everybody chatting it up.
So we cue some Benny Hill music right now, running into the kicker.
Running into the kicker. Not a personal foul.
No.
Just running into the kicker. Here we see how that shook out. There was definitely a lot of contact.
That was definitely running,
Yeah.
but he did go backwards. The punter went backwards. So it is a case to be made that could have been the big penalty. So now Pioneer is decided to go for it.
I would too. From this location, 4th and not that long. 4th and very gettable. 4th and 6. Little confusion looking into that sideline though as the play clock clicks down. Hayes looks back and he's got a man up the middle. Can't quite hit his man. Looking for number 14, Kowalk again. Kowalk has just been swallowed up by this defense. They've had glove players on him the whole way.
Yeah, and there's just really not a big window for the quarterback to fit this ball into. And he's definitely trying to go right over the middle. Just a superior defensive play there. And I just don't think he was open.
No, I don't think so, but Hayes has a lot of confidence in his arm. That's a laser pass looking for his guy. He's leading him in right there,
bit
as
of
you can
jersey,
see.
a little jersey. Wonder
Maybe
what this guy in the stripes is looking at. Not the action. Not the action. He's looking at, you know what he was doing? He was looking at his other officials to see if somebody was going to bail him out and throw the flag.
He might have been looking up at our camera guys up there. Say, hey, you got my good side on this, or no?
That was incredible, though.
Stripes are thinning?
I mean, stripes are thinning, but maybe it's just not letting the blood go to the head, because that was a huge non-call.
River Rats benefit from it. Ball on the turf
Bye-bye.
ever so briefly, but not for long. Now it's Willis on the turf, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. Willis, in the matter of seconds, takes a mistake to the house.
I mean, when you got this type of wheels, I mean, I've only seen somebody do something like this for the Ravens. I mean, this guy, look at how fast he goes from off of a mistake play, Nick. Everybody's a little bit off, but he's just in a different gear than everybody else.
The words ball on the turf were barely out of my lips, and he's 15, 20 yards upfield, and he's got a no-doubter by the time I'm talking about what's going on in the backfield.
And he beat 2 angles. You had 2 different defenders coming in to merge, and he split them like he was a car, you know, just zooming right through a tunnel. And, of course, nobody was going to catch him or stop him. I mean, he was holding on to the pill and just jogging towards the end zone.
No, the only chance of stopping him were those 3 linemen in the backfield. If those guys come up with him or the ball, that was going to stop him. Other than that, that was wide open for him. His eyes had been like saucers seeing up in front.
Let's see if we can see if this. Look at the hold on the jersey. Now watch where the ref goes after the play. I want to see. He's got his hand on the.
Was he going for his belt? Was he reaching for his holster?
But look at where his eyes go. Do I see any other flags? He looked to the left. He looked to the right. I don't see any flags.
So you're not going to see another one.
Wow.
Yeah, he sure thought about it. He was
thinking
for his hip
deeply
there.
about it, right?
He was reaching for his 6-shooter and thought better of it.
Coach Simpson's going to have some words after he sees the replay of this game after that one. That was a huge call.
Well, I mean, and it's so easy for us down here because we've got the replay. We've got a better look at it. But you're right? Shouldn't that Pioneer sideline now be, if you're not jumping up and down screaming, now it's time to politic. Hey, man, you missed that one. Hey, man, you guys all missed that one. When's going to be our time?
Yeah.
How about we get a little something, not with a minute left in the 4th quarter, how about we get a little something coming up?
Yeah, on a huge play, too, because, you know, Pioneer, one thing they do have going on there in their favor is their quarterback is proficient at getting the ball downfield. Game not over, but the game plan now is going to have to be adjusted after falling down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for them to just keep handing the ball off to Caceres time after time when you're down 14. However, right up the middle, now we've got flags in the backfield, but in the meantime, players just keep muscling forward.
And that's
that
definitely
Keyshawn
coming back.
Knox there with a major return. However, hold way back at the 35.
Yeah. Because this is coming back. You can definitely see the hold at the bottom of the screen. I think one of the Huron players gets tackled. And that's exactly where the flag comes in at. I mean, Pioneer, 2 plays in a row. You get these 2 plays back and it's a different ball game, but you don't do that in football, folks.
No, you don't get it back. You can't hit reset. You can't you can't respawn and give me that. Like it's time to just muscle up and do your game. Here maybe we can see the penalty.
He pulled the guy down right in front of the runner.
When he was
Watch the guy right in front of the runner.
On the ground,
he gets pulled right down. It's kind of hard, and the back judge called it. The official had a good eye on that.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers. They go right back to Caceres, exactly what we said they weren't going to do.
No, but you definitely want to still keep on schedule, and maybe by getting that 1st down run, you're doing that for your team.
Clock running at 1:50 in the 3rd.
3-yard pickup for Caceres.
2nd and 7.
Clock rolling down, 1:43 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Still a picture-perfect night as everybody's got their cameras out taking pictures. Caceres now to the left. He's got an opening.
Oh, a little extra.
Ends up getting knocked out of bounds. Like you said, a little bit extra going on in front of the Pioneer bench.
In front of the bench, but even if we get this on a wider shot after the play, there was a player, you can see him get blocked backwards. The Huron player gets up, and they're kind of kicking. Let's watch this player get knocked right here. You see him go on his back. Now the Pioneer players, they get up kicking each other, kicking the Huron player.
Play action, Hayes evades 2 players. He's looking deep, slow steps, and he throws the ball away rightly, smartly. Hits that Huron coach right in the hands. He didn't bring it down.
No, that was defensive coach or lineman. Right. You know. No, actually, I think that's a strength and conditioning coach. You know.
So it's not a dumbbell. He's not coming down with that.
Oh, I'm not going to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, wise play by Hayes to just throw that one away. He eluded those backfield tackles, didn't have anybody downfield, didn't force anything, just tosses that one away, lives to play another day.
Yeah, and the game is still way too much time on the clock to play hero ball.
Caceres has been the hero that the Pioneers have needed all night long. There's another big chunk of yards for him.
Yeah, and I like the call. A lot of people are saying on second and long, why are you running the ball up the middle? Well, we're running the ball up the middle because we have great coverage up the gut.
And there you'll see our coverage, not just necessarily up the gut, but just whatever you like moving forward. We still got a lot of football coming up for you, a little bit of soccer, some field hockey, CTN Sports Game of the Week, just all over town, bringing you a little flavor of everything, just like Ann Arbor itself. Third and manageable play action pass, tosses low, and not sure if he came up with that one. Referees are saying no. Not the highest percentage throw you're ever going to get.
No, but look at this above average play by Darrell Smith. He gets a hand in here again, and he might want to flip his numbers around because he's playing like 21 out there on the edge. Watch this. Is this Neon Dion coming in and swatting the ball out of the hand? Great play by that kid. I mean, I'm dating myself by calling him Neon Dion, but he might be Travis Hunter out there too.
He's just Coach Prime now, but you're right. That was a great play. Another punt away for the Pioneers. Big bounce, stays in bounds for now. Going to keep staying in bounds before that one rolls out about the 13-yard line. Can't ask for anything more from your punter there.
No, you flip the field too. I mean, that's exactly what you do. If you don't, again, the game isn't out of control. Your defense has played okay. It's just those big splash plays have just been shooting you in the foot if you're Pioneer.
Yeah, 27 seconds to go here in this third quarter. You're right. They've got to do their best to contain the Willis factor to start everything off here.
And you've been saying, do they have a spy on them? I mean, do they have two? I mean, because this guy is definitely, he's deserving of more than just one player to be defending him.
Yeah, that first half they did an outstanding job of containing the entire River Rat offense. Kudos to Coach Love and all of his coaching staff for making those in-game adjustments that everybody talks so much about. Games can be won and lost between those halves like that.
And I think I see a trophy on the Huron sideline.
Stop it. What trophy would that be? Willis doesn't know. He doesn't have time to even think about it as he makes more men miss past the 40-yard line. Finally brought down by one very entrepreneuring number 23, Elijah Marshall. He's a sophomore. Man, Willis one more time.
Yeah, and again, let's see where this spy is at. Because he starts off one way, but he goes back around to the other side, and look at that chip block on Rendleman really allowed Willis to just explode upfield.
And those spies were there, but credit to all of those kickers, or all those other players upfield blocking for Willis. And that'll do it for the third quarter after another massive Huron play. Huron up 21-7 right now. I'm almost speechless as to what we've seen so far from the Rats. However, fourth quarter upcoming here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Tech ball is a sport that is played on a curved table. You can use any part of the body but your hands.
It's kind of like a ping pong table, but it's a little bit curved to allow for like more rallies with a bigger ball. It's basically ping pong and soccer mixed together.
You can play it as a singles or doubles. The idea is to hit the other side of the table, and each side has an opportunity to touch the ball 3 times. Failing to retrieve the ball within those 3 touches, other side gets a point.
To be able to play something like that, like so casually and effortlessly without needing like a big field or anything was great. And also the added like complexity of having to abide by ping pong rules was really fun.
Back in 2023, there was some communications between Tech Ball USA and Parks and Recreation staff. The idea was not only to bring something new to the community, but also an opportunity for Tech Ball USA to grow the sport. So they decided to donate 2 tables for us. One is at Olson Park, the other one is here at Fuller Park. We chose these locations because this is where we have our premier soccer fields.
This is like perfect because it's super low commitment. You can just walk up to the park with a ball and just play with each other. And I know some friend groups like mine are like super competitive, and this is like something perfect for that.
More to the community all year. Our 105-year-old market is producer only, featuring 125 vendors from Michigan. At market, you will find seasonal fruit and vegetables, mushrooms, herbs, farm fresh eggs, flowers, plants, honey, coffee, jewelry, art, and so much more. Market tokens for credit, debit, mobile pay, and double-up food bucks can be purchased at our market office trailer. The market is open year-round, from 7 to 3 on Wednesdays and Saturdays through December. Between January and April, it will be open on Saturdays only, from 8 to 3. Learn more about the long and unique history of our market at a2gov.org/market.
Fourth quarter action getting ready to start. I've found my words. I can use my words, but it's going to be all about Willis, right? Second half has just been all Brandon Willis.
Yeah, I mean, he just makes everybody around him feel better. They execute better when he is out there. We saw the first half of the Skyline game where he wasn't playing for disciplinary reasons, and this Huron team just wasn't the same. I mean, he comes out onto the field, the blockers block harder, the runners run better, and everything just works right.
There's a little trickeration misdirection before he ends up giving that one away to Simpson Black in the background. And that's definitely worth mentioning too. Like you talked about making everybody better. We'll see a replay here first.
Yeah, look at that good lead block, and it looks like if you keep it on the outside, maybe there's a little bit more room, but Agent Zero. And you get the little step over to Allen Iverson look after the end of the play.
But Willis has been getting some really nice blocks upfield.
Definitely.
He makes those steps, and it's not like all of his dudes downfield are just watching.
No.
They find the closest man, and they've been putting a body on him, and that's one of the things that is opening up these massive holes downfield or getting him that extra step that allows him to get away.
And he's one of those players you don't need an extra step. Uh-oh.
And there was an extra step forward, ball on the turf. Appears to be recovered by Huron right now. Nobody.
Yeah, it looks like Willis jumped right on that. And did he? I mean, he's been under center all night. Let's see if we can see. It looks like he didn't get the ball.
Yeah, it seemed like it was never quite in his hands where he wanted it to be, and then couldn't bring it into his midsection.
No, and it looked like that was a reach block by the center. He was trying to go play side and maybe didn't finish off the snap because you can saw the ball didn't pop inside the palm of the quarterback.
And flag.
It has to be delay a game, right? Oh, legal substitution. Broke the huddle with 12 people.
5-yard penalty, down remains the same.
I mean, Huron hasn't had that penalty all night. Why not check it off the old box?
I like that. Bingo? Penalty bingo? Do you think they play that down
Anybody
the truck?
got any legal substitution?
I can see the guys down the truck playing that.
Timeout for the Riverheads.
And we've got a timeout for Huron after the penalty. Yeah, they've got to go back. It's 3rd and 15, so they've got to dial up something slick here. Or, I mean, do they really, though? Because you're in 4-down territory, right?
You're in 4-down territory. I think this is another, let's chill out, guys. That's what this timeout is about. It's about getting everybody on the same page to execute this next play coming up. You saw Willis, drop a fumble, but maybe wasn't the center, so things are getting a little bit sloppy. Coach Love wants to make sure that everything stays in the right direction, especially on this drive. This is one of those drives that could finish off the game.
I think you're spot on about that. Now, what was just told to those Pioneer players? Where are they coming out of?
You know, this is do or die time. You know, the defense has been here. We're in our backs are against our own end zone. We're not in the red zone, but we definitely need the ball back.
10:32 to play here. You're right. They definitely need the ball back. They need some stoppage here. You love to wrap up that quarterback in the backfield. Well, wrap him up anywhere, but preferably in the backfield.
Easily said than done, right?
Yeah, real easy to say that from up here. Low snap, snagged one-handed, and he heaves it downfield. He's got a man, steps in front for the Pioneers, intercepted, and he's got a lot of grass out in front of him. No flags yet. Moving forward, makes a move on Willis before going out of bounds, and there's a little bit of extra by Willis at the end, and there's a flag and some shenanigans along the sideline. Now, more flags coming in, Kev, and this is what you got to stop.
Over there? The Huron coaches are being held back by the refs that they cannot go over and retrieve their own player. That is ridiculous. I haven't seen anything like this from the Stripes in a long time. But on the 40-yard line, the Huron coach, Love, wanted to go get his players and make sure that nothing got out of control that it already did. So this ball was thrown up. That was play. This was basically a punt right now. Now is where Huron had issues. They did not tackle after the ball was picked off, and then this comes in at the end. Willis slams them in play. Why is that a penalty?
I wonder.
Why is that a penalty?
I wonder if they'll say if Beaupre had given himself up, or maybe did he have a foot out of bounds, or it was like just an aggressive tackle? Maybe.
It kind of looked like an aggressive tackle on the bench that may have been that flag precipitated by what you said earlier. Let's work the officials. Hey, we haven't gotten one. We haven't gotten anything. Is that it's not a horse collar, is it?
No, and
he's tackled. The contact's in the field of play.
Yeah, that felt like it was a continuation, but you can't just throw him down, I think is
Why
where
not?
they'll
It's
say
football.
that.
He's got on pads. He tackled him. That's that. I understand. I understand a lot of people saying that is an illegal play, but he was touched in the field of play and he was thrown down. So I'm going to disagree with a lot of people that are talking in my ear right now, telling me that play is illegal. He was touched in the field of play. And see, this is now where the officials have to take control of the game.
Yes, very much that. They've got to get every single person, players, coaches, fans, cheerleaders, the moon, man in the moon, everybody's got to calm down. Alumni, I'm sure that they're completely level-headed and just fine with everything going on in here. In all seriousness, yes, I didn't care much for Coach Love wanted to go over and probably just retrieve his guys. He wasn't going over there trying to do anything extracurricular. So not being able to do that, that's got to be frustrating. Yeah.
Willis was not trying to engage with the sideline. So
two of the penalties offset each other, but the third is against Huron.
So we've got multiple personal fouls there.
Yeah,
and the Pioneers have just gotten a massive advantage after a pretty solid kick return.
So it's probably some chirping after the first personal foul that went down, but Huron definitely got the bad side of that stick.
Short end of that stick. Very short end of that stick. That very ugly stick. 10-17 to go here in the fourth. Multiple men in motion for the Pioneers. That's a different look as they shift to the right. You've got Beaupre shifting to the right as well. Hayes back. He's got men in front of him, but a great job of finding that play right in front of him. And he's got one man to beat. He's got a big blocker in front of him, cuts it back to the right, and that's touchdown Pioneer. Rendelman, great job following his blockers into the end zone.
You know, when we watch this replay, how far number 70 goes downfield for a Pioneer. He's kind of big, so you won't be able to miss him, but it looks like an illegal man downfield. Look, he has even a hat on, standing next to the official, and he's blocking downfield. How is that?
And we have another flag out there. Unsure what that call is. Don't know if it's after the play, if it was, maybe it's the thing that you were talking about.
We got to wait and see what the official marks off, but
they're not giving Pioneer those points up on the board yet. Board still says 21-7.
And we're still waiting for that fella.
They're still saying Pioneer possession, so I wonder if they are going to call that illegal man downfield.
There was some call on there. I'm not sure where it was, but
and Pioneers go back to work. Handoff Caceres now. He's brought down around his ankles.
Every year I end up saying this. That's odd. You know, last year, if you watched our 2024 broadcast, I just kept saying, that's odd. That was an odd call. I'm not sure what that call was.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like, we're just unsure of where we're at right now and why we are there currently. Another handoff Caceres, but these River Rats are doing a much better job of getting in there and containing Caceres here in the second half.
Yeah, and you can see the good sound tackling for the River Rats on this play here coming up. Watch this. Wrap up this guy. Go down low and wrap up. That instead of hitting, let's tackle.
Right you are, and I believe that was Jaden Barents that got the initial hands on him and held him down, at least slowed him up long enough to have a couple of players come in and help him out. 3rd and 10 now. Hayes hits his man up high, makes the first man miss, falls forward. Interesting to see where they spot this ball, but a nice play call and another quick out for the Pioneers.
Kowalka's down, it looks like. Yeah, it's nice pass play, but better effort after the play. And it looks like his ankle got kind of rolled up on at the end there, Nick. Watch his left ankle here.
Ooh, that's no fun. Yeah.
That's good to see him walking it off, though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue there. Garrett Kowalk, the junior, who we've been calling his name. He's been targeted a lot, hasn't come down with a lot of those plays yet, but he got it when it mattered, exactly. We had a timeout. That's going to be timeout here, or is there?
That shouldn't have been, because a player down. There should not be any timeouts.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah, because that was a timeout earlier by Huron on the sideline, yeah.
All right, 4th and 2 could be do or die situation for the Pioneers right here, right now. See what they dial up. Hayes right under center. Caceres, the halfback, playing behind him. 2 players move to the right. Hayes keeps, and he falls forward.
No.
That's going to be real close, Kev.
No.
And the referees, there's barely a spot. The referees have just called it immediately. He did not get there.
Yeah, I think that was 56 on that push inside here and on the edge here. Watch him right there on the edge, and he grabs him and he kind of turns it back right there at the end.
Yeah, and I don't know if he turned back. It seems like he got bent back. Yeah. He tried to come off of his blocker in front of him, and another Huron player came in and bent him backwards, and he went down and did not get that first down. And everything coming up River Rats right now.
Yeah, exactly. Huge, whatever the call was, huge for Huron, because they keep the Pioneers from getting that all-important score.
Yeah, if you're only up by one in a game like, or one score in a game like this, we've seen anything can happen. Up 2 scores, you're feeling pretty good, and you feel like you've got a grasp on what can happen. Even some miscues you can recover from and make something happen. But that 1-score game on a weird, odd, as you said, evening, you never know.
I'm not used to this, but you always have house money. So I think Huron is playing with a little bit of house money.
You might be right about that. Don't tell my wife that.
2nd and 3.
7:53, clock moving down. Yeah, you've got to think that the River Rats are pretty happy with this 14-point lead. I don't think you're going to see a lot of long passes. I don't think you're going to see a lot of long attempts. I think you're going to see a lot of Barents, and then maybe some designed runs for Willis. There's Barents off tackle going left.
And that should move the chains. I mean, that's exactly what the Rats can do here to get their fingertips or to hold on to that Ted Heisel trophy. and actually city championship trophy, because we're going to add, we're adding Skyline in that Huron already beat. So
yeah, Huron with a big win over Skyline last week, convincing win last week over Skyline, and you know, weathered that storm in the first half here tonight, and then assert themselves in the second half.
Well, that last play of the first half changed this entire game. Pioneer is going to go back and look, and maybe the coaching staff is going to think, maybe we should have ran a little bit more clock and got out of that first half. I mean, hindsight's always going to be 20/20, right? But that big play to end that, you know, first half spilled into the third quarter.
Definitely, right? Like, I mean, I know there's 15 minutes between the quarters, but you know that it was just buzzing in that locker room at halftime. And like I said, I'm sure that every single player was just antsy to get back out on that field.
And this is the guy that has really been antsy, and he's been making people miss all night long. Good job on wrapping it up by Rendleman and taking him down.
And the Pioneers did do a nice job of mostly keeping him contained that first half. They had multiple players wrapping him up. Those spies were getting their job done. But whether it was a matter of just time, eventually it's going to happen, or those second half adjustments really opened things up for Willis for tonight.
I really want to go on the latter. Those second half adjustments, Huron cleaned up a lot of mistakes that they had in the first half, silly penalties. And, you know, they executed better, especially on that first drive of the second half, where they just went up and down the field. Wow, Parents going to feel that one. A lot of people falling on top of them on that play.
5:36 to go. Another good chunk of yards on first down. That's been a huge thing for the Rats as well. That was something also that they just didn't do in that first half.
Well, they were getting out of off schedule, really, and they had Willis just creating things on his own. Now when you get, you know, a 2nd and 6, the playbook is wide open. Man, they're going to have to get some
And there's a ball on the turf. And Pioneers looking scoop and score instead of fall on it.
Yeah, that was scary.
Finally fell on it, though. And ball to turf again, and the Pioneers not necessarily out of it.
No, not at all. They still have 3 full timeouts. You're going to have a stoppage of the clock, 2 with any type of score, so a lot of time on the clock. Did he get that? Did he get that snap?
They got the snap, but it just went right off of Willis's hands. How many times have we seen that, whether just poor execution between center and Willis?
Yeah, that again, it looked like that was on the QB. I was talking about the center doing a reach block before. It didn't look like they moved out of the way. And look, you still got people over on that Pioneer sideline still feeling themselves.
Hope springs eternal when you've got your blackout down over there. The band is still rocking. 5:09 to go, and that's a timeout Huron right now.
Oh, man.
So is this a come-together moment as well? Hey, everybody get in here. Calm down.
Is that the moon?
That is the moon peeking through. Look at that angle. That is an outstanding angle from, I'm assuming, our guy down in the corner
ground?
by the end zone. Yeah, look at that. Glorious widening out shot there. Just excellent shot, excellent execution from our camera operators. Great direction from the truck this evening. As usual, I expect nothing less than the best from the CTN Game of the Week crew.
Yeah, and we brought Mo too.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. Handoff left, Caceres got a lot of space in front of him, makes a couple of men miss, takes the punishment, goes down, first down by Caceres, and the Pioneers got a little something working for him right now.
Yeah, and every first down the clock is going to stop. It's not going to just start churning every time. So this is smart. Don't get away from what has been successful for you all evening long.
Yeah, you don't have to do something desperate or crazy quite yet. And they're not. Caceres makes another man, almost the exact same play, gets to the outside, hits the pylon, TD Pioneers.
Yeah, a lot
Caceres
of time
is second of the night.
4:42 left on the clock, and now, like you just said, we've seen it all. We've seen everything happen with one-score games. Huron cannot sit on their laurels now and think that this game is over.
High faithful love it. Caceres, exact same play as the last one. Great blocking up front, lots of room and just gets in there.
Yeah, he's a hard running back, and I love the way that time he had the ball on the outside just in case if there's a fumble. He learned from earlier mistakes, and that black outside is looking. Is that him right there?
Who is that?
Look at that! Look at that photo.
It looks like somebody that just woke up in the morning. I will say that. Like that dude did not get a lot of sleep, and is probably hungry.
You're talking about me. Seriously.
All right, 4:42 to go. Pioneers only down 7 as of right now. So now if you're Huron, are you starting to clench up a little bit?
Well, the bus driver just turned off the keys of the bus and walking back over here to the fence to watch the end of the game. Everybody on the Huron sideline is now stepping up because Pioneer can kick this one deep and play defense. They don't have to go onside kick yet.
Yeah, I think that's a great call as well. I'm sure that the Rats got their hand squad. They got some handsy dudes up front there. And, you know, the coaching staff has got to be screaming at them, if it gets to you, just fall on it. Just fall on it.
Oh,
and there's the squibberoo. That looks like it went 10, and I wonder if the Pioneer player ended up falling on it. That ball was squirting around on the ground, and I'm not sure if we couldn't see it from up here, but it sure seems like Pioneer came up with that and played it perfectly. And you've got a River Rat down on the ground right at the double A's, though.
You know, I'm going to dial this back to what Coach Griggs used to do. He used to do that fake kickoff, and some announcer used to just go insane when he saw that. And now we finally see an onside kick. The ball goes 10 yards, but a good job there by everybody trying to fall on that ball, and Pioneer comes away with it.
I mean, just perfectly executed onside kick. Everything about that. And it wasn't even the, like, let's run up and fake. They just went for it and got it. And it really reminded me of some sort of a soccer play, to be honest. He went up, kicked it off the side of his foot, and just watched it dribble up next to him.
Put a lot of good side spin on it.
Yes.
And where was the Huron hands team? You had 10 people up there. Nobody attacked the ball.
No aggressiveness for it. That's exactly right. We were talking about if it comes to you, fall on it, but they were waiting for it to come and fall on it. And now there's discussion.
Of course.
And I don't want discussion. I want to build on this. I want to see more football one way or another.
I think that was the easy one. They just wanted to make sure they had the right football.
I guess.
It's about the same size on each side, right?
Give me the one made of pigskin, please. Give me the brown one. Like, let's go.
So all of those Huron fans that made it out to the parking lot right now.
Coming back?
I guess, because this game is definitely its own.
Not over right now. Pioneers. Hayes from the shotgun. Hands it to Caceres because obviously no go and gets pulled way back behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to say probably take it easy there. Caceres probably not super stoked with getting pulled down 5, 6, 7 yards behind the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, especially after the call was called on Willis after the end of the play out of bounds. Sometimes you got to go both ways with these calls, officials.
Second down upcoming. They're going to say that he got a yard on that one. Hayes back. He's looking left the whole way. He's got somebody downfield. He's got a man beat. Stumbling, hands out, but no good. A ton of contact. But I think that they're going to say there was a lot of contact from both players.
Yeah, it looked like their feet got tangled up, but it looked like Hawk. He saw him leave the playing surface a little while ago. You see that push in the back, though?
That initial push pushed him kind of off balance.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said, when I said there's a lot of contact, that's what I saw. On the play there, Smith had 2 hands on the back like he was trying to touch him down.
Yeah, and he could never quite gain his feet underneath him. He was going full speed, and that was definitely a momentum push. And the Pioneers now looking at 3rd and 9. Hayes looking left, gets his man, but he gets brought down. Original line of scrimmage right there. Knocked down tough by the River Rats. That's Brandon. Was that Willis that made the tackle?
Yeah, and this is one where they got the clock still running.
No, sorry, that was Demarius Hudson.
Somebody's hurt.
Well, I think it's the Pioneer receiver, yeah?
No, it looks like the Huron trainers are right there on him. Oh, yeah, you're right, because here comes the Pioneer sideline.
Yeah, it seemed like Hudson got him pretty good at the end there.
At the end of the play.
And now we got flags.
Oh, that's because one of the coaches said something to the official on the way over. He looked at him, barked at him.
Special words. I mean, that was a high hit.
What's different about that play than when we saw with Willis?
I don't think that there was anything particularly different other than the Willis tackle, to be fair, was by himself, and he got thrown down. That one there, you had one man wrapping him up, and then a second player coming in late. I don't think that it was a penalty, and I don't think it should be. That was, again, just a hard tackle. I'm pretty confident that that flag is on the coaches. It's on
Sportsmanlike conduct on the coaches, and the Pioneer coaches can't do that. We've talked about how, some of the questionable calls on the Pioneer coaching staff really hurt their players, and for a head coach or an assistant coach to draw a penalty on a stoppage play, what are you doing?
That's right. That's a silly penalty, and that's not a I'm leading this team type of play, because when something like that happens, now it's fourth and holy cow, we've got a long way to go.
Well, that plus what are you're leading young men, and again, this is an opportunity to teach them something and not to demonstrate poor sportsmanship.
Well, sadly, I think they did teach something on that. Don't do this.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And that's these big stoppages, I kind of think they help the offense on these plays.
I can see that. 4th and 21 upcoming now, and this River Rat sideline making all sorts of noise. Hayes in the backfield, unsure exactly where to go. He's got 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Skirts away from the pressure, still looking downfield before he finds a man upfield. That's Caceres that he finds, but Caceres immediately wrapped up by several River Rat players. And that play it got off the ground for the Pioneers, but they couldn't get any separation downfield like what they needed.
Yeah, and I didn't even like the pass because it was so far behind the chains. Caceres is going to have to make a hero play to get a first down. At this point, you're either going to use your feet or throw the ball upfield to somebody that could maybe potentially draw a penalty if it's not completed.
And we talked a little bit about the not great prevent play by the Pioneers earlier. This is an outstanding prevent play by the Rats.
Kept everything in front of them and tackled well. They swarmed to the ball, and look at that. You see 5 people coming in, and if the first person doesn't get it, the second one will.
When the ball went in the air, everybody's heads was still up. They knew where it was going. You're exactly right. Nobody overcommits. They keep it in front and they play it. And now the River Rats back in action. There's Behrens one more time. He's brought down after a 4-yard gain. 3:01 to play here in this half. And Huron just needs to keep chipping away with plays like that.
Yeah, and on that run there, I still want to see Behrens keep that ball a little bit more protected. He's got the ball kind of loosely on the edge. And you see, watch this at the end here coming in. Look at it. He's got that ball out there. And that's a recipe that you don't want to have come to your dinner table. Because if that ball starts bouncing around, that's an easy scoop and score for Pioneer.
Yeah, we've seen the ball hit turf a bunch of times tonight. So I wonder if that is part of the conversation that's happening down there for the River Rats. On the Pioneer side, the conversation is go for the ball. Knock that ball out. That's exactly right.
Yeah, and Pioneers got to, pretty much dump their timeouts on this possession. If they don't get this first down on this play, I expect Pioneer to burn another TO.
Yeah, I think you're spot on that. But then again, we are a significant offer on what's going to happen next. As once again, I've said it before, expect the unexpected now, and there's some unexpected. Another flag, false start on the offense, most likely. Yeah.
And that's exactly what Huron can't have happen. Going backwards is going to give Pioneer an opportunity to really come in and punch at that football because you definitely know it's going to be a run.
So now the onus is on the River Rats offensive coordinator to come up with something maybe a little bit different. Right? Maybe not just hand it straight off to Behrens. Maybe it will be QB keeper or designed run for that young man right there.
Well, 2 things to be alert on right now. The center quarterback exchange has not been clean a lot of times. So you're going to be aware of that if you're the entire Huron team. If that ball hits the turf, fall on it.
Barron's off to the right one more time, gets to the 50. Picks up a good chunk of yardage. And that is what the River Rats ordered.
Yeah, and it's
timeout Pioneer.
Another good runoff tackle, good blocking on the edge there, and you can see falling forward is Barron's again. And I still want to see two hands on that football this time of the game.
Yeah, but Barron's is a quality running back. Like you said, he fell forward the way he's supposed to be doing. He is a big player that's going to absorb some hits, but you're right. You'd like to see him protecting that ball maybe a little bit more. And everybody associated with this broadcast, they protect the ball. They know which arm to put the ball in.
Always.
They know how to get those cameras up, those cables run, and how to get things set up quick and get things tore down even quicker when they're trying to get out of here. We got a lot of pros out there tonight on camera this evening. We've got Jackson the Joker Gorland, Ryan Lobo Smith, and Mitch Man-Thing Mazer up there in the truck this evening. Mo Reverse Flash, and of course Rob Crossbones Cross making all of the calls and putting everybody in the right position this evening. I'm Nick Wisniewski, along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. Thank you everybody for joining us on this outstanding evening for football here.
And why not?
QB keeper right there. Willis falls forward, but did he get it? I do not know if that's the first down or not. And
Good
they
job.
gave it to him. They gave it to him. That's a no-doubter first down for the River Rats.
I like what you said because they did give it to him. Let's watch him where his knees go down. And he was a little bit behind this chain here. You see, and he kind of fell forward into it. And you can see the back judge is the one that marks it. He comes in and he has a poor angle. To see where he actually comes down is right there up under number 3, the number 3 on the yard marker. Boom. And then he rolls and skids forward, and then they mark it first down.
Backside didn't get it, but the roll forward, I think, is exactly what did it.
And I'm going to say, either way, I think that was going to be a go for it on 4th down.
Yeah,
I don't think Huron's going to be punting the ball here.
Absolutely correct. And more miscommunication, another false start on the Reds. The Reds just refuse to have this game handed to them.
Yeah, that's something that's easy cleaned up. It was going to be a shift. They wanted to break the huddle on to the right side of the formation, shift the players to the left, but you got to wait until your players get in position before you make a shift.
And we've, to this point, had the clock running. I think they're going to tell him to put a little bit more time back on that.
I think so.
Because that guy kept going down. It was at least 2:20, and it's down to 2 minutes right now. I guess they gave him 2 seconds? Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
hey. Oof. What do I know? I just watched it count down. Riverettes scrimmaging 1st and 15. Handoff Barron's. Barron's up the middle, takes some punishment, but gets back to the original line of scrimmage like you're supposed to do, like he's done all night long.
And why isn't Pioneer calling a timeout now? I mean, it's still a
They've got one left, you're right.
Still a one-score game. And now you got a player injured, so that'll burn the final timeout too, right? Or they don't do that on this one?
No, I don't think. No,
yeah, not going to burn it.
That'll just be.
But Agent Zero was trying to make it over to the sideline, and he blew a tire.
Yeah, and you wonder if that is a hammy type thing, if it's a cramp, and that's all it is. As we've talked about it, we've had unseasonably warm for the last 3 weeks. You know, consistent 80-degree days as we've been coming through. So yeah, maybe just needs a little H2O.
Gosh, man, did you just jinx it?
You said you wanted to golf next week, so now it's gonna snow. Now it'll snow. Your tee time will be frozen, literally.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, here you can see him trying to come off.
You see right there, he feels it, and that's a cramp usually. Charlie horse sinking in, and then it just pow. I can't make it.
Right, so frustrating because you just feel it and there's just nothing you can do other than hobble.
So now they're calling a timeout for Pioneer, and if anything, you run that play if you're Pioneer and then call timeout, because then you got third down.
It seemed like that's what they were going to do before the injury. So I wonder, do they want, are they doing this to get Agent Zero out there?
Yeah.
Maybe he comes in and make a play?
That's odd. I'm going to go with my catchphrase. That's just odd.
Just polish that off and then just bring it out wherever and whenever. Yeah. Still 137 here in the fourth. Huron with a 7-point lead, pushing forward.
And you still got enough time where a bouncing ball could change the entire complexion of this game.
And not a crazy thing to expect or think could happen. We've seen it a bit. Nice halfback toss over to Barons. I like the little bit of a different play on that one. Still dangerous, a little scary.
That was a lot scary. I think he throws. Wow. I mean, Barons, if he doesn't grab that one, it's in the third row.
Barons has got great hands. He's got great awareness, and that's just what I'll say. That toss might not have been in the ideal location, but Barons really like him as a veteran player, so he came down with that one. 1 minute exactly now on this one.
Yeah, and the way that things are going, it looks like if Huron can pick up this fourth down, they can get into, or this third down, to one of my favorite oh no, they're going to get a timeout for the River Rats. Actually, they want to make sure that they set this play correctly and make sure that nothing out of the ordinary pops up. And you can see Pioneer over there. They're, you know, again, it was just a lot of a good play for the Pioneers to start off today's match. But then when we got into that second quarter, the whole game just changed on its heel on one play, the final play of that quarter, where Huron, Brandon Willis goes all the way in for a touchdown. And, you know, that just changed this entire match. So as Nick makes his way down to the field to find out who our key player of the game is, Huron now will just run it up the middle, and that'll be very close. And I think that will move the chains with 40 seconds remaining. That'll probably be the final play of the game. The Rats don't have to make another snap, and if we can get a shot, you can see this replay. It looks like the Huron manager is down there with the trophy on the 50-yard line. There we go. The Ted Heisel trophy will be staying. After, this is odd. This is the second year in a row that we've had this game played over here at Hallway Field, but not odd for these River Rats, as they will walk away with a 7-point win over their heated crosstown rival, the Pioneers. And I like to see this. Even after a heated match, a post-game handshake is what is needed to make sure that there is not going to be any type of shenanigans, at least from these 53 players out here on the field. Folks, we're going to take ourselves a short break, and we'll be right back with our key player of the game.
You see everybody moving their feet, and it all starts. All starts with Rosenberg right there.
I love his sellies too. The celebrations out of Rosenberg are awesome. He attacks from either side, and he puts everything into this shot.
We've seen him do this time and time again, and there he is coming around.
That's top cheddar, folks.
There you go. Here they haven't needed it, but there it plays off, and there's Rosenberg.
That's my 4th goal on the game, folks. He's pulling his own jersey. Love it.
That is another goal. Pinpoint shot by Levi Rosenberg.
I'm running out of sellies. I'm running out of sellies, guys.
No, they're not. Down on the field, key player of the game, Brandon Willis. Brandon, let's start first half. Tell me how big that play at the end of the first half was, because you've been contained the entire way.
That play was huge. It brought all the energy back for the second half. You know, you see how my teammates are hyped right now. They were hyped like that in the locker room. We knew we were going to come out and dominate in the second half.
Well, and tell me a little bit about what your coaches told you in the locker room to keep things moving, because that second half, totally different game, and all these dudes with you made it happen.
Our coaches... Our coaches told us that just go back to the summer, think about all the hard work we put through and what we did to get here. We knew we were built for this moment.
I can't tell you how happy my teammate, who's a River Rat up there, loves seeing all of this, loves seeing that. Kev, enjoy this. Back to you, brother.
Now that is a way to interview Nick, key player of the game for the entire team, as the Huron River Rats retain the city championship as well as the Ted Heisel Trophy with a 21-14 victory over the Pioneers. So for my broadcast partner Nick Wisniewski and our entire crew for CTN Sports, I'm Kevin Bryant. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, folks.